So now we move on to tutorial 4, and we're still within the reconnaissance stage of the journey, and this time the next quadrant that we're going to cover is the quadrant that we call territory. And there's a lot more on this in your logbooks, but one thing I do ask you believe is that territory isn't outside your business at all. And I think that's pretty obvious when you appreciate the concept of business as a journey. So follow through as I go through this example. First element is geography, and this time it's not so much where you are located. That's addressed in the destination stage. I want you to consider where your customer may be reached. Don't let your location or your sales channels and distribution elements from the previous logs shape your answer to this one. If the bulk of your customers can't be reached by your present business model, then I suggest this might be an important entry. However, in my entry, I've considered different means of reaching different countries and market sector, and that's the summary that I put into the geography element. Next up, research. Now that arms you against costly mistakes. If you like, it's what you might call reconnaissance in depth, and it's crucial to learn how many potential customers exist, where they are, not just physically but online too. Maybe what age and gender they are and how they are presently being serviced by competition. This is all part of a growing command of the territory, and in my new venture, because it is an early stage or startup business, I'm pretty limited really to identifying the research strategies that I'm going to use. So I need to come back and upgrade these strategies with real numbers or statistics and details later on. Now, every entrepreneur likes to believe they know what their customers want or need. However, during my many years anyway in business, I'm always amazed at what customers really want and what they actually say motivates them to buy. In addition to the market as a whole, you need to keep building as detailed as possible profile of your target and current customers. In addition to helping you shape your product and your proposition, this information is vital to maximize the effectiveness of your sales and your marketing strategies and the money that you spend on those strategies. This stage I've simply identified just the headline attributes of the customer type that my business is targeting, and obviously I've got a considerable amount of work to keep running through to analyze prospect sources, conversion analytics, and come back and enter those valuable details and statistics. Now, next up, and a fundamental element, is the one that aids the compilation of detailed customer profiles, and this is what we call a marketing system, and as is implied by the use of the word system, this is about structure and real steps, about processes and procedures. It's not about vague product design and packaging, or brand naming, coming up with great product taglines and so on. So it's about the system, the structure that you'll use in your business, the steps. Now my entry outlines the fundamental stages of the marketing system, and I'll be coming back as ever and updating those stages with real information based on the feedback that I'm getting from my marketing system. Similarly, sales also needs to be supported by a system by which to execute selling strategies. Clearly, a strategy is ineffective if there are no structured means to conduct it. The sales system is not about sales brochures and presentations and catalogues. It is actually about the mundane step-by-step process from prospect through conversion and on to order. And in my early stage business, I've noted 11 key stages that form the foundations of the sales system that will then go on to be shaped by the actual progress that I'm making. And then competition should be identified during research into your target markets and your customers and who's serving those customers. This element should monitor competitors to continuously understand what they are doing. You also need to benchmark your products against those of your competitors and establish where you exceed their value proposition and where they exceed yours. Also, there are indirect competitors for your prospects' spending. Just to give you an example, in the case of buying new furniture, which actually could be postponed at certain times of the year to pay for a vacation. So the vacation is an indirect competitor for your prospects' spend. As you see, I've entered some bullets outlining the nature of competitive product propositions in relation to my own. These will need further updating as my competitive benchmarking gets better and provides me with regular information.